The Grand Slam of North American Wild Sheep has been around since Grancel Fitz coined the phrase in 1947. Less than a decade later, the Grand Slam Club was founded by Bob Householder in 1956, and in 1990, Dennis Campbell took the reins of the Grand Slam Club. The recipients here tonight prove the Grand Slam is as important today as it ever was. We'll be breaking this large number of Grand Slammers into groups, beginning with the regular Grand Slammers, then archery Grand Slammers, lady Grand Slammers, and finishing up with multiple Grand Slammers. Brent McNamee of Ontario got started on his Grand Slam, number 2052, in a big way, reaching half-lamb status in just over 3 weeks. He took his Doll Ram in the Yukon on August 1st, 2016, and then his Stone Sheep in British Columbia on August 25th. In December 2017, Brent traveled to Sonora, Mexico for his Desert Bighorn. Ram number 4 was Brent's Rocky Mountain Bighorn, taken in Alberta in September 2018 to finish his Grand Slam. Washington's Andy Kelso took 4 sheep in 4 different decades to earn Grand Slam number 2305. In 1999, he began with a California Bighorn in his home state of Washington. In 2003, Andy got his Doll Ram in Alaska. And in 2010, he hunted in British Columbia for his Stone Sheep, and Andy finished his Grand Slam in February 2024 with the Mexicana Desert Bighorn. Now we invite Jason Anderson of Arizona to the stage for Grand Slam recognition. He completed Grand Slam number 2323 with a Doll Sheep in NWT in August 2024. All 3 of Jason's other Grand Slam rams were taken during 2023. His Mexicana Desert Bighorn in Sonora in February. His Stone Sheep in British Columbia came in August, and his Rocky Mountain Bighorn from Montana was taken in November. Tom Powell of Florida began his journey toward Grand Slam number 2337 in August 2005 when he hunted in Alaska for his Doll Sheep. He waited more than a decade later to continue with a Stone Sheep from British Columbia in October 2019. Tom's 3/4 Slam Ram was a Desert Bighorn from Texas, which he hunted in August 2023. At long last in October 2024, Tom completed his slam with a California Bighorn from British Columbia. Well, we'd now like to recognize Brent Williamson of Virginia. Brent completed Grand Slam number 2346 with a Mexicana Desert Bighorn from Sonora, Mexico in December 2024. Backing up, Brent got to 3/4 Slam status with a Fannin Ram from the Yukon in October 2011. His half slam ram was a Rocky Mountain Bighorn taken back in 2009, and Brent's first ram toward his eventual Grand Slam was a Doll Sheep taken in 2004. Grand Slam number 2347 belongs to Ken Weaver of Pennsylvania. Ken began his Grand Slam quest in August 2014 with a Doll Sheep from the Alaska Range. 3 years later, in August 2017, he was able to get his Stone Sheep in the Yukon. It took until October 2022 for Ken to reach the 3/4 Slam level with the Rocky Mountain Bighorn from Alberta, but he finally finished his Grand Slam in December 2024 with the Mexicana Desert Bighorn in Sonora. Grand Slam number 2349 was assigned to Taylor Rotz of Nevada after he documented his Rocky Mountain Bighorn Sheep in Nebraska in December 2024. Prior to that, Taylor had gotten his Doll Sheep in the Northwest Territories in August 2018 and his Stone Ram in British Columbia in September 2021. His third ram was a Desert Bighorn from Mexico's Tiburon Island in March 2022. Josh Harris of Utah completed Grand Slam number 2351 in January 2025 with a Desert Bighorn from Sonora, Mexico. His Grand Slam journey began a lot longer ago than that, as his first ram was a Doll from Alaska in 2007. In between the two, Josh was able to get a Stone Sheep on a hunt in British Columbia in August 2022 and a Rocky Mountain Bighorn from Alberta in October 2024. Grand Slam number 2352 for Fred Fanese of Montana began with his first 2 sheep, both taken during 2004, those being the Doll Sheep and a Rocky Mountain Bighorn. Fred collected his Stone Sheep in 2008 and finished his slam with a Mexicana Desert Bighorn on Tiburon Island in January 2025. Well, mixed in with his 4 slam rams is a Fannin Ram Fred took in the Yukon in 2018. Mason Rogers of Texas began working toward Grand Slam number 2354 when he made the journey to British Columbia in August 2017 for a Stone Sheep. In November 2020, Mason added a Desert Bighorn from Mexico to his list, and in September 2021, Mason became a three-quarter slammer by connecting on a Dall sheep during a hunt in Alaska. His Grand Slam ram was the Rocky Mountain Bighorn that he took in Montana in February 2025. Grand Slam number 2355 belongs to Stephen L. Tipman of Florida. Stephen's first ram came in September 2002 when he got his Dall sheep in the Yukon. His second ram was a Desert Bighorn from Tiburon Island, Mexico, taken in March 2013. In August 2015, Stephen made a trip to British Columbia for his Stone Sheep, and he completed his Grand Slam with a Rocky Mountain Bighorn from Colorado in December 2024. Ben Crook of New Hampshire almost completed Grand Slam number 2357 in 4 consecutive years. He began with his Mexicana Desert Bighorn in Sonora in December 2020. He sat out 2021, as so many people did, and got back to work in September 2022 by taking a Dall ram in the Yukon. In August 2023, Ben added the Stone Sheep from British Columbia, and he finished his slam with a Rocky Mountain Bighorn from Utah in November 2024. Grand Slam number 2359 belongs to John D. Campbell of Colorado, whose first ram was a Rocky Mountain Bighorn from Colorado, taken in December 2004. In September 2006, John was in Alaska where he scored on a Dall sheep. Then it was a long wait until September 2021 when he finally collected his stone ram in British Columbia. John got his desert ram in Sonora, Mexico in February 2025 to finish his Grand Slam. Rex Hamlet of North Carolina holds Grand Slam number 2360, and he earned that number with a Dall ram from the Mackenzie Mountains in July 2025. Rex began his journey in August 2018 with a Stone Sheep from British Columbia. In November 2020, he traveled to New Mexico to get his Rocky Mountain Bighorn. Rex's three-quarter slam ram was the Desert Bighorn that he got in Sonora in November 2022. Jim Bonanno of Colorado was assigned Grand Slam number 2361. Jim's relatively short journey toward a slam began in September 2021 with a Stone Sheep from British Columbia. He continued just a few months later when he took a Desert Bighorn on Tiburon Island, Mexico in January 2022. That fall, Jim went to Alberta for his Rocky Mountain Bighorn, and he finished up with an early season Dall ram in the Northwest Territories in July 2025. Kelly Wessner of Texas holds Grand Slam number 2362. His first two rams were taken just 1 week apart back in August 2017. The first was his Dall sheep from NWT. Then he jumped over to British Columbia to get his Stone Sheep. Kelly hunted in BC once again in October 2018, only this time for his California Bighorn. And he achieved his Grand Slam in November 2022 with a Desert Bighorn from Arizona. We now call Todd M. Anderson of Illinois to the stage to receive Grand Slam number 2363, which he earned after taking a Dall ram in the Northwest Territories in July 2025. Previously, Todd had taken a Rocky Mountain Bighorn in Wyoming in September 2019 and a Desert Bighorn in Sonora, Mexico in February 2022. Todd's three-quarter slam ram was a Stone Sheep from British Columbia, taken in August 2023. Samuel Hayes of Texas achieved Grand Slam number 2364 with 4 rams in just 3 years. His first was the Nasoni Desert Bighorn he took in Utah in September 2023. During September 2024, Samuel added 2 more rams to his list. He hunted in Wyoming for his Rocky Mountain Bighorn, and before the month was over, he was in British Columbia for his Stone Sheep. In early August 2025, Samuel hunted in Northwest Territories and took his Dall sheep. The first Grand Slammer ever to be documented from Saskatchewan is Taylor Cowie, and he holds number 2365. Taylor's first ram came in September 2020, a Stone Sheep from the Yukon. After a short break, he went about it methodically, 1 year at a time, getting his Desert Bighorn in Sonora in December 2023, his Alberta Rocky Mountain Bighorn in September 2024, and his Grand Slam ram, a Dall Sheep from the Mackenzie Mountains, in July 2025. Joe Owinga of Michigan began working toward Grand Slam number 2372 with the Dall Sheep that he got in Alaska in August 2019. Next came his Rocky Mountain Bighorn from Alberta in September 2022. Joe was successful in taking his Desert Ram in Sonora, Mexico in December 2023, and then sealed the deal in August 2025 with his British Columbia Stone Sheep. Grand Slam number 2373 was assigned to Donald Corrigan of Michigan, who began his quest with a Dall Ram that he took in Alaska in August 2018. Donald's Rocky Mountain Bighorn was next, for which he traveled to Alberta in October 2021. As for the Desert Bighorn, he collected it on a hunt in Mexico in December 2023. And finally, Donald's Stone Ram was taken in August 2025 on a hunt in British Columbia. Well, it took more than 20 years for Jim Fitzgerald of California to collect all 4 sheep needed for Grand Slam number 2374. His first was the California Bighorn that he took it back in 2003. The following year, Jim hunted in the Yukon and added his Dall Sheep. Jim hunted on Carmen Island, Mexico in 2006 to get his Desert Bighorn, and he completed his Grand Slam in August 2025 with a Great Stone Sheep from British Columbia. Next, we call Utah's Chad Maxfield to the stage. Chad began his quest for Grand Slam number 2375 back in September 2013 when he took a California Bighorn in Nevada. He hunted in Nevada once again in August 2017, only this time for his Desert Bighorn. Next came Chad's Fannin Ram, which he got in the Yukon in August 2021. Chad finished his Grand Slam with an impressive Dall Ram at NWT in August 2025. Stephen A. Koenig of Pennsylvania finished Grand Slam number 2376 in August 2025 with a Stone Sheep from British Columbia. He'd been documenting his other rams with GSCO as he went along, beginning with an Alaska Dall Sheep taken in August 2012. Stephen hunted in Mexico for his Desert Bighorn in February 2020, and Stephen's Rocky Mountain Bighorn was his 3/4 Slam ram, and he took it on a hunt in Wyoming in September 2024. Daniel C. Clark of New Hampshire traveled to Alaska in 2019 to take a Dall Sheep as the first leg toward Grand Slam number 2377. He finished that slam in 3 consecutive years, beginning in August 2023 with a Stone Sheep from British Columbia. Next came Daniel's Desert Bighorn, taken in Mexico in February 2024, and he got his 4th sheep, a Rocky Mountain Bighorn from Wyoming, in early September 2025. Grand Slam number 2378 belongs to Keith Montez of Nevada, and its origins date way back to November 1989 when Keith hunted in Nevada for Desert Ram. His California Bighorn came next, also in Nevada, in October 2009. Then Keith did something fairly unusual, taking his final 2 sheep less than a week apart in August 2025. His Alaskan Dall was taken on August 17th, and his Fannin from the Yukon on August 22nd. In September 2025, Robert Grace of Texas completed Grand Slam number 2380 at age 84 years and 3 months, thus setting the record for the second oldest Grand Slammer according to GSCO's archives. That 4th ram was a Rocky Mountain Bighorn from Wyoming. Robert's 3 previous rams were a Dall Sheep from Alaska in August 2003, a Stone Sheep from British Columbia in August 2014, and a Desert Bighorn from Mexico taken in January 2015. Congratulations, Robert. Well, we're pleased to recognize Rusty Schultz of Alabama for achieving Grand Slam number 2382. Rusty's final ram was a California Bighorn taken in September 2025. Rusty begun his quest for an eventual Grand Slam with a Dall Sheep way back in 1992. His Desert Bighorn from Sonora, Mexico came in 2021, and Rusty's 3/4 Slam ram was a Stone Sheep from British Columbia that he took back in 2013. Pennsylvania's Adam Hall is next to be recognized for Grand Slam recognition, and he holds number 2383. Adam hunted in Alberta for a Rocky Mountain Bighorn in September 2018 to get his first North American ram. The following year, Adam collected his stone sheep in British Columbia in August 2019. His Desert Bighorn came from Mexico in January 2023, and Adam's Grand Slam ram was the Dall sheep that he took in Alaska in August 2025. Grand Slam number 2384 was assigned to Lynn Gravely of Texas after he registered his final ram, a Utah Desert Bighorn taken in September 2025. Packing up, Lynn began his journey with an NWT Dall sheep in August 2019. He followed that ram up with a stone sheep from British Columbia in August 2022. And finally, we have Lynn's 3/4 Slam ram, which was a Rocky Mountain Bighorn also from British Columbia, which he took in September 2024. Dennis C. Hirschfield of Texas was recently issued Grand Slam number 2388, although he completed that milestone several years ago. In fact, his Slam ram was a stone sheep that he took way back in September 2001. His first ram came in August 1997. It was a Dall ram from Alaska. He followed that with a February 1999 Desert Bighorn in Mexico. Dennis's 3/4 Slam ram was his Rocky Mountain Bighorn taken in Colorado in September 2001, just a few weeks before his stone sheep. Grand Slam number 2389 belongs to Mark Reether of New Jersey, who took 2 rams during the calendar year of 2025 to complete his milestone. He went to Sonora, Mexico for his Desert Bighorn in February and then finished with a Rocky Mountain Bighorn in Alberta in September. Prior to that, Mark had taken his Dall ram in Alaska in August 2021 and a stone sheep from the Yukon Territory in August 2023. Jeff Urker of Colorado has been working toward Grand Slam number 2390 since September 2010, when he took his Rocky Mountain Bighorn in Colorado. It took 12 years for Jeff to get to the next leg of his journey, but in August 2022, he took a Dall ram in Canada's Northwest Territories. Next on his list was the Desert Bighorn, which Jeff added in Sonora, Mexico in February 2024. Well, that left only the stone sheep to complete his Grand Slam, and Jeff marked that one off his list in British Columbia in August 2025. Chris Seeley is only the 7th documented Grand Slammer from the state of Oklahoma, and he holds Grand Slam number 2391. Chris actually finished his slam with 2 rams taken during 2025. The stone sheep in the Yukon came in August, and his Rocky Mountain Bighorn from Alberta in October. Prior to those, Chris already had a Desert Bighorn taken in 2020 and a Dall ram from NWT, which he got in 2022. Grand Slammer number 2392 is Robert McCormick of Washington. His slam quest goes all the way back to 2004, when he took a California Bighorn in Washington as his first ram. It was certainly a long wait for his second, but Robert finally hunted in the Northwest Territory for his banded sheep in July 2017. 2 years later, he took his Dall ram also in the Northwest Territories. Robert completed his Grand Slam after more than 20 years with his Desert Bighorn from Mexico. Greg Stock of Louisiana began working towards his first Grand Slam, number 2393, in October of 2017, when he hunted Rocky Mountain Bighorn in Alberta. Well, a couple of years later, Greg went to British Columbia and was successful in taking his stone sheep. With a half slam under his belt, Greg then got his Desert Bighorn in Sonora, Mexico in March 2021 and completed his Grand Slam with a Dall sheep that he took in the Northwest Territories in August 2023. Next, we call Doug Hartzler of Arizona to the stage for his Grand Slam. Doug took his 4th ram, a Rocky Mountain Bighorn, in Alberta back in September 2019, but only recently documented it to become Grand Slammer number 2396. Doug began sheep hunting more than 20 years ago when he got his Nelsoni Desert Bighorn in his home state of Arizona in December 2005. His Dall sheep was next, and it came from the Northwest Territories in July 2010. Doug hunted his stone sheep in British Columbia in August 2018. It required some 24 years for Kelly Mamont of Utah to complete his Grand Slam number 2397. He began back in November 2001 when he took a Desert Bighorn in his home state of Utah. The stone sheep was next, and Kelly got it in British Columbia in October 2003. Well, after a 7-year break, he traveled to Alaska for his Dahl Ram in August 2010. Then after an even longer 15-year break, Kelly finished his Grand Slam with the Rocky Mountain Bighorn back in his home state of Utah again in November 2025. Next up is Randy Fair of Minnesota, and he holds Grand Slam number 2398. Randy finished his slam with the California Bighorn in Utah in October 2025. His Grand Slam journey started back in August 2009 with the Dahl Sheep from Alaska. Randy reached the half slam mark with the Stone Sheep that he took in August 2021 in British Columbia. And Randy became a three-quarter slammer in November 2022 with the Mexicana Desert Bighorn from Mexico. Pete Carlson of Minnesota is next to be recognized, and he completed Grand Slam number 2402 back in November 2018 with a Rocky Mountain Bighorn from Utah, but only recently documented his 4 Rams with GSCO to receive his Grand Slam. His other 3 Rams consist of a British Columbia Stone Sheep from August 2010, a Dahl Sheep from Northwest Territories taken in August 2011, and the Mexicana Desert Bighorn he took in Sonora back in March 2016. Kyle Kerstetter of Virginia registered Grand Slam number 2403 just in time to be recognized at this year's convention. Kyle began in August 2016 with a Dahl Sheep from the Yukon. In April 2022, he became a half slammer with the Desert Bighorn in Texas. Kyle got after the Grand Slam in a big way, going to British Columbia in August 2023 for his Stone Sheep and finishing his slam with the Rocky Mountain Bighorn in Alberta in September 2024. Well, it's been more than 10 years since Derek Blake of Alaska took his 4th Ram, which is Rocky Mountain Bighorn from British Columbia, but he only recently documented his sheep to earn Grand Slam number 2404. His previous 3 Rams go back several years as well. Derek took a Dahl Sheep in Alaska in August 2009, and then a Stone Sheep in British Columbia in September 2012. His 3/4 Slam Ram was a Desert Bighorn from Mexico that he took in March 2013. Grand Slam number 2405 belongs to Richard Stock of Louisiana, and he finished his slam in November 2024 with a Desert Bighorn from Chihuahua, Mexico. Richard's first Ram was a Dahl, which he took in Alaska back in August 2010. 7 years later, he hunted in Alberta for his Rocky Mountain Bighorn, and Richard's 3/4 Slam Ram was the Stone Sheep that he took in British Columbia in August 2022. We now want to recognize Wyoming's Richard Steiner for completing Grand Slam number 2406. Richard's Grand Slam was achieved in December 2025 with the Desert Bighorn from Mexico. Richard also took his 3/4 Slam Ram during 2025 when he hunted for a Dahl Sheep in NWT. The first Ram in his Grand Slam quest was a Rocky Mountain Bighorn from Colorado, taken in 2014, and next, Richard connected on a Stone Sheep in British Columbia in 2019. Leonardo Laspato of New York almost has an archery Grand Slam. Out of the 4 sheep for his slam number 2410, only the 2023 British Columbia Stone was not taken with a bow. Leonardo's 3 archery Rams are his August 2020 Dahl Sheep from Alaska, his 2022 Desert Bighorn from Sonora, Mexico, and his Grand Slam Ram, his California Bighorn taken in Alberta on a hunt in November 2025. Jacob Reed of Nevada completed Grand Slam number 2411 with a Dahl Sheep from the Northwest Territories in September 2025. Notably, his first 2 Rams were taken within a month of each other back in 2014. Jacob got the Stone Sheep first in British Columbia in August, and then in September hunted in his home state of Nevada for the California Bighorn. His 3/4 Slam Ram was a Desert Bighorn, also from Nevada, in December 2018. Well, that concludes our Rifle Grand Slam Awards, but remember, we still have the Archery Grand Slams, Lady Grand Slams, and multiple Grand Slammers to go. Each year we recognize Archery Grand Slams separately. Those slams have their regular Grand Slam documentation number, but they have an additional number representing an Archery Grand Slam. To date, there have been only 93 documented Archery Grand Slams. William Pettit Jr. of Michigan holds Grand Slam number 2399 and Archery Slam number 92. His sheep go back to August 2014 when he took his doll to the Northwest Territories. Next came his stone sheep in British Columbia in October 2016. Bill's Desert Bighorn was the third leg of his slam, taken on Carmen Island, Mexico in October 2019. And finally came the Rocky Mountain Bighorn, which Bill hunted in Alberta in November 2025. Timothy Vance of South Carolina began working toward Grand Slam number 2401 and Archery Slam number 93 in September 2017 when he took his stone ram in British Columbia. Tim was busy during 2018 getting to the Archery 3/4 slam mark with the Doll sheep in Alaska in August and the Desert Bighorn from Tiburon Island, Mexico in December. Tim completed his Archery Grand Slam September 2021 with a Rocky Mountain Bighorn from Alberta. As with the Archery Grand Slammers, we recognize Lady Grand Slammers separately. Those slams also have regular Grand Slam documentation numbers with an additional number representing the sequence as a Lady Grand Slammer. Ellen Smith-Eel of Texas holds Grand Slam number 2394 and is Lady Slammer number 83. Ellen accomplished her slam in just under 4 years, beginning with a stone sheep in British Columbia in August 2024. In October 2022, she hunted in New Mexico for a Desert Bighorn, and a year later, she hunted in New Mexico once again for a Rocky Mountain Bighorn. Well, that left only the Doll sheep. Ellen finished her slam with that one at the Northwest Territories on a hunt in August 2025. Hey, when it comes to sheep hunting fever, some people accept the challenge to take multiple Grand Slams, and tonight we have several people who've documented multiple Grand Slams to recognize. Charles Heron of Alabama completed his second Grand Slam in August 2025 with a Doll sheep from NWT. Charles hunted in Alberta to get his Rocky Mountain Bighorn back in December 2021. Charles has taken all 4 subspecies of Desert Bighorns over the years, but his second Desert Bighorn was the Weemsee, which he got in 2017. Finally, you see Charles with his Fannin Ram from the Yukon, taken in 2024. Dennis C. Hirschfeld of Texas has done a lot of hunting, but at this moment, we're talking about his second Grand Slam. Dennis's second Doll sheep was taken in 1997. In 2022, he got his second Desert Bighorn, and in 2023, it was time for him to add a Fannin Ram to his growing list of successful sheep hunts. Finally, Dennis took a California Bighorn in 2024 to accomplish his second Grand Slam. Dan Kluth of Idaho completed his second Grand Slam in March 2025 with a Weemsee Desert Ram on Carmen Island, Mexico. Previously, Dan had taken his second Bighorn in 2005 on a hunt in Idaho and his second stone sheep from British Columbia back in 2010. Dan's second Doll Ram was an impressive one. He collected that fine ram in 2016. Timothy Bask of Idaho began working on his second Grand Slam when he got Doll sheep number 2 in the Yukon in September 2019. During calendar year 2020, Tim added 2 more sheep to his list, a Rocky Mountain Bighorn in Idaho in September and the Mexicana Desert Bighorn in Sonora the next month. His second slam was completed with a stone sheep from British Columbia in August 2024. Terry Rathert of Texas began working on his second Grand Slam in August 2018 when he took his second Doll sheep, this ram coming from NWT. His second Desert Bighorn was the Mexicana variety in February 2021 from Chihuahua, Mexico. Terry's Fannin was taken in 2022 on a hunt in the Yukon, and he completed his second Grand Slam with a California Bighorn September 2025 on a hunt in British Columbia. Blaine St. James of Colorado completed his second Grand Slam with a Rocky Mountain Bighorn from his home state of Colorado in October 2025. His second Doll sheep was taken in Alaska in September 2011. Blaine already had a Mexicana Desert Bighorn as part of his first Grand Slam, and for his second, he hunted the Nelsoni variety in 2013. Finally, his second stone sheep came in August 2018 on a hunt in BC. The second Grand Slam for Zeke Stanton of Nevada began in August 2017 with a Yukon Doll sheep. He continued with the Rocky Mountain Bighorn from Wyoming in September 2022, then took another Yukon Ram, this time a Stone Cheap, in September 2024. Zeke's second Grand Slam was completed with the Desert Bighorn in Sonora, Mexico in February 2025. Greg Stock of Louisiana was working on his second Grand Slam all the while he was still completing his first. His second Dall Sheep was taken in Alaska in 2008. Greg got 3/4 of the way toward a second slam in 2012, getting a Rocky Mountain Bighorn in Alberta in September and a Desert Bighorn in Sonora in December. He completed that second Grand Slam with a British Columbia Fannin Sheep in July 2019. Robert E. Mays Jr. of Nevada completed a third Grand Slam in September 2025 with a home state California Bighorn. Previously, he had taken his third Dall Sheep in September 2001 in Alaska, and his Fannin Ram from the Yukon came in August 2021. Robert hunted another home state Ram, the Nelsoni Desert Bighorn, in November 2023 to reach the 3/4 mark of his third slam. Mike Carpenito of Washington achieved his sixth Grand Slam in 2025 with a Fannin Ram from the Yukon, and that Ram also completed his Magnificent Seven. Backing up, Mike took an impressive Rocky Mountain Bighorn in the Missouri Breaks of Montana in 2019. In 2022, he hunted in New Mexico to get his sixth Desert Bighorn. Mike's sixth Dall Sheep came in July 2024 in the Northwest Territories. Well, that completes all of our Grand Slam awards for this year. We'd now like to ask anyone who's ever achieved a Grand Slam to please stand and once again be recognized for achieving your Grand Slam milestone, and let's all welcome the 2026 Grand Slammers. Let's give all of them a big round of applause.